Why, hello there, disciples of Wendy. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the first Wendigo, episode 174, A Better Guide. Kath is up and walking around from egg extraction. Yep, that's right. Any good? 3, nope, forget it. Dumb. What are you again? You also don't have a weapon. I suppose I could... What are you doing, buddy? I suppose I could have you get a charged rifle. So you are reduced pain, robust, mini horns, and fast wound healing. Jack, I'll have you this as well. I mean, you're close by. Seems convenient. One, two, three, four, five. Hey, this is worth keeping. It's maybe the most advanced mini horns individual that we have outside of Shellbell. I don't want to necessarily make that claim. That's a theory. But doesn't look too bad. Oh, why are you released? Who the heck released you? What is going on here? Wendy, can you rectify this? She just... I must have misclicked somehow. And she's just left prison. You know, my prison doesn't have prison sentences. You don't get to leave, you just get to stay. It's the infinite resort. It's like the evil Tahiti. So, get the heck back in prison. And, in fact, farm over them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually get why we released her. Alright, so this is the midi egg. It's a 3, forget it. And then Krieg, you're also an Impid Grouse. So Krieg is Impid Dirt Mole low. We'll just have you fertilize that because you're there in your pigskin. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose I'll keep it, but it's very unlikely that I'll want to fertilize it. But in the rare case that I do, I might as well have it saved. I do have 2 empty vats for new specimens, so let's pick new ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with 2 negatives. This is a shellbell, so I think for this batch, I might try not gestating a shellbell egg. Because we have a lot of overrepresentation of shellbell eggs in the current egg storage. So I'm going to do the Dom and Jack egg that we just acquired. So insert integrate with that. Because it's a 5 and it doesn't have a lot of relatives. Seems reasonable. She was sneaky and pretended to be a colonist. Yeah, and I caught her very quickly. The whole act like you belong doesn't work for Wendy, because nobody belongs, according to Wendy. And then the other one would be a Krieg Low, that's a 4, or a Frosty Lilin. I'll have you guys decide. So the Krieg Low is a mini horns. So it has the impid horns, it has the dirt mole eye vision, and it has the stomachs of a pigskin. And then the Frosty Lilin has robust and reduced pain, which is a shared gene, and then the stomachs of a pigskin. So you guys will decide the fate of the last egg there. Quest-wise, we are halfway through. Just about. Accepted 5 and change ago. Shuttle arrives 5 and change from now. And then I think, Sarai, you are... No, it's Kath. Kath, you're going to go into the gene extractor. So let's run a little prediction for Kath. Will I get a good gene from Kath? Yes or no? So to do the quick analysis here, if you were wondering, Kath is a sanguiphage. And as far as the sanguiphages go, there's a lot of genes that I'm looking for. So it's all of the hemogenic ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus Tinder Skin, Mild UV, 8, 9. Fast Runner, 10. Slow Sleep, 11. And Strong Social, 12. So just about half. It's nearly like a 50-50. Cactus, that's a really terrible place for you to be psychotically wandering. Just to point that out, because you're not actually in the base. Where you've decided to wander. It's like a death sentence. But hey, you know, whatever. It's your life. Well, you know, it's actually Wendy's life. She ultimately gets to decide what to do with you. I see the mistake, don't worry. I know that I accidentally overlapped some of those. Wendy no longer has a need for sunlight, so I'm slowly phasing sunlight out of the equation here. Because, you know, who wants it? Alright, Frosty Lilin, you're getting cooked. Lilin, you get to put your own egg in. Cool. Wendy, what is the cooldown timers on some new trade caravans? Let's check that out. Alright, that's one coming. And two. Alright, we're exactly halfway through this quest. 5.5, 5.5. And again, it lives up to my prediction of they're going to be clustered together, because that's just how it usually goes. Just to double check, my western killbox entryway is open for business. It has a clear path all the way in. Crazy how much this tile has changed since the beginning. Yes, 100%. Wendy is quite the terraformer. To suit her own needs. Doesn't really care about natural tiles or anything like that. All artificial's fine. I do sort of like how it's all purpose-built. It's expansive, of course. And there's not a lot of rhyme or reason as to why things are where they are. But even then, it's still quite aesthetically pleasing to me, I guess. Just how it's all laid out. I really like it. It's very natural. Sort of like how a city or town, a small town would grow over time without being like pre-planned and super, you know, well organized. All right, tour deck is up and moving around. You are going to be a brawler boy. So I might need brawler boy weapons for you. I have some uranium warhammers. That will do. But what I don't think I have is a shield belt. Or also clothing? Why aren't you wearing clothing? Tordek is allowed to wear anything. No, that's not a shield belt. That shield belt is like ruined. So let's queue up a dedicated shield belt. So we'll make one shield belt. Make until we have one, which is 95 plus, made by any human that has over 16 crafting skill, because the robots craft a lot slower. And apparently I have two shield belts that fit this, you know, this requirement here. So I just need to spot them. I think this is one. Nope. What about this? Nope. Next time the trade caravan comes around, I'm gonna have to sell off the crummy. Oh, yeah, they're right up here on their own dedicated shelf. And Stevie, I believe you got... Yep. Stevie also now has the xenogerm implantation for Brawler. You love that the shelves can store more things, but man, it can be hard to spot things in giant stockpiles sometimes. Yeah, the interface for them definitely suffers from that, for sure. Or just, it can look very messy. So I'm slowly filling in the pollux trees to keep them protected from damage or whatever. I highly doubt I'll ever need them again, but I don't intend to remove them. I got strong social. Holy heck. It's not great, but strong social could allow me to make Mass better at social. Mass has learned 5, but has a poor social gene of -4, which comes out to be 1 if you could do math. So I think I am planning on keeping Mass the guide for now, rather than to give it to Bryzit. Bryzit does have 1 less social. Well, you know what? I could have you guys decide. So in terms of earned social skill, with that gene implanted, Mass would become a level 9. And would level up faster, of course. Bryzit would become a level 8. Well, not level up. It actually doesn't give passion, so I take that back. Oh, here we go. Several groups of wasters from Tox Blitters have arrived in transport nearby. Prepare a defense or attack them preemptively. So one is related to Cthulhu and the other to Lumi. And I believe this is a result of the quest. So there's 2 clusters of them. Where's the second cluster? But in either case, let's go into lockdown behind the walls. And then I think I would like to try to get the Scythers to do a lot of the work for me. So I'm going to wake Wendy up and have her go piss off the Scythers. Which means that you close this door. You're closest. So in terms of Mass and Bryzit, the only others that have like any sort of semblance of skill, I don't think really anyone else has a wardening skill that is built up at all. But I can check. So earned 4. Actually, Lo has a 4, just like Bryzit. Lillian has a 4. 2, 4. So Middy's a 4. Craig's a 0. 3, 4. So who are you? Frosty's also a 4. So Frosty could be it as well. 3. 5's a 4. Tordek. Any other 4s? Oh, no, you're a slave. Slave. It skipped over the Vatters. 4, 3, 2, 3. So, yeah, no one has a higher built-up skill than Mass at 5. To be fair. Everybody is 4 or lower. So, are they... They will prepare a while. Okay. Interestingly, this is unrelated to the other quest I have. It's not related to this quest, because it, so I'm just getting attacked by 3 raids of Tox Blighters. So this raid has 155 enemies in it, so it's almost as big as the other 2 raids that were destined to come to me. But it's just an extra raid. It's a bonus raid. Lucky me, I love bonus raids. You know what? I'm gonna nuke them anyway. I don't think the Scythers are gonna win against twice their number unless I level the playing field a little bit. I am invisible for 4 more seconds. Okay. Did you? Yes, you did. Good job. Wendy, now would be a very bad time to, like, miss. I'm just throwing it out there. I also just summoned a Diabolus, because, you know, why not make it extra super spicy? So the Scythers are up. The Toxblighters are heading my way. Or rather heading to the Scythers, and I just closed the... Why aren't you jumping? I just closed the only entryway that I had in the base. They're probably heading down here to destroy my drills, however. I'm going to see if FIAP can't save them, because I'm not that interested in having to rebuild the drills if I can help it. The Aerodrone Salvo did a wonderful job, however. I annihilated a huge amount of them. Let's say... maybe... 33, 34, 35, 36 of them are like casualties. Casualty doesn't necessarily mean dead, it also can mean wounded. Alright. I am going to be visible in just 1 second, so... I think I'm just going to keep leaping. Because I don't want to use up my psych focus for this raid. And I doubt that they're going to come... No, they're not bothering to do that. Cool. Okay. The Scythers are going to be able to handle the remnants of that. I don't think... that I appreciate them coming down to my mining drills or hitting my walls. So the problem was the at the moment that they initiated an attack, this door was closed and the Scythers weren't awake. So I was in a situation where they had no valid targets. So some of their targets are just going to be walls, which is what's going on here, because there was a tiny lapse of timing. Yeah, what happens? So what I'm doing now is I'm just sending my brawlers down to protect FIAP as these guys bash around, but I'm going to send my brawlers out to clear out this southern cohort to prevent them from doing any real damage to the base. And raiders will target deep drills, so that's why I'm grabbing the deep drills and making sure that they're not getting destroyed. Not entirely sure what these folks are doing. They're like getting confused about what they're attacking, which is fine. Gives me the opportunity to counter. What song is this? This is Subtle Betrayal. So the Toxblighters are fleeing, the first group of them, and I'm going to pull inside so that the only other valid targets on the map tile are the... Well, okay, so I still want to get rid of this drill here, because that drill will become a target for the Scythers. But then we're going to pull inside so that there's no other valid targets. so that these toxblighters attack the remnants of the scythers who are hunting down the current survivors. And Wendy just stuck around up here because she likes killing people. You know, she's already at ×5 though, so I can have her just go into the base and chill. Seems good. Seems good so far. I am quite surprised that this raid was not part of the quest. Also keep in mind that we have a Diabolus coming. It didn't look like a particularly large Diabolus group, however, so I don't think it's going to be that difficult to deal with them. And then it looks like you guys want mass as the guide. So let's go ahead and I know I'm like really busy doing other things. Well, let's go ahead and load up or create a new implant for mass. So mass is a mechanitor, so should have crafting genes, and is not a psycaster, is a shooter, so shouldn't have poor shooting genes. So let's take a quick look at mass before I engineer it. Shooting should stay intact, crafting should have passions, and medical wouldn't be terrible if I have room for it. All right. So let's create. Where are you, mass? So I'll add the ones that need to be done. Quick study is a must. Great crafting, strong social. I'm going to say no to medical. I'm not going to worry about medical. So you've robust. We'll give you psych doll, reduced pain, kind instinct, dead calm. Where's reduced pain? Alright, so far so good. We can give you the awfuls of other things. So, awful cook, awful plants, awful art, awful intellectual, awful animals, poor construction, awful mining. And again, these are not counting up properly. There's, so Cathodon, I hate to be the one to inform you, but I think you done broke something. Because mass is going to be the moral guide, it actually benefits mass to be very happy and also attractive. You want people to like the guide, because if they don't, consoling them doesn't work as well. And I'm really curious what the actual metabolic efficiency here is. So I think what I'm going to need to do in this case is save this template and then start combining it, and then go back to it to figure out what changes need to be made. So the Diabolus is in the northwest corner. Ducks join? Well, I guess my ducks are going to die to a Diabolus. That's wonderful timing. It's like, what am I supposed to do? It's duck hunt. All right. The deep drills are now hauled inside, so we're good there. And I know I'm not really watching the Scythers thrash the enemies. But you bet that that's what's happening off camera at the moment. Let's go take a look. Yep, they're using their super weapons. Some of the Scythers have returned back to the defoliator. So this group, what will end up happening is I think they will finish up with this group of Scythers and then seek out a new target, which will, funny enough, be up here or up here, because they're the only valid targets that are outside the walls because my door is closed. But we'll see. In terms of quests, shuttle arrives in 5 days, so I'll get 2 of the mercenary sniper raids soon. Are they breaking walls? No, they shouldn't be. I can double check that there's no damage to the walls, but there shouldn't be any broken walls. And I'll also start to embed the power in the walls. I don't know what's going on here. Because all this is now smoothed out. Well, okay, most of it. Which means I can hide the ugly cables that are also flammable and are a fire risk in the walls to keep everybody safe. Yep, okay, so these guys did retarget these Scythers. I'm actually really surprised that there's enough number of them that they wouldn't flee. Because I would have already assumed that like half of this raid has died for this group. But I guess I'm wrong. I bet they flee in like 1 or 2 deaths, though. Yep, okay. Exactly as predicted. So now, unfortunately for me, it seems like I have to deal with the Diabolists myself, but I'm just going to let the automated defenses do it. I'm going to turn on the slug turrets and just have the slug turrets blow up the Diabolists. What boss should I summon for the next group? So here's a little poll for you guys. Diabolist, War Queen, or Apocryton? So when the some of the snipers arrive, is there a specific enemy that you want me to summon, or does it not matter to you? I only did the Diabolist this time around because I didn't have any advanced notice, and I didn't have the Apocryton or War Queen summoning device constructed. You think you know what happened, but you probably fixed the issue but forgot to mint it to GitHub? So when you remove some of the changes you had in progress, the fix got removed as well? That sucks. Oh, the Diabolist is just deciding to, like, shoot random sections of my walls. That's cool. There is a Tesseron over here. How about we have Jack, you go smush the Tesseron? And a Militor. Alright, there goes the Diabolus. No problem, no sweat. Where are you going? Alright, you don't even have arms, so I'm just gonna ignore you now. And the rest of this war party is like really easy to clean up because it's just a bunch of Militors. War Queen will be what I summon next. Copy that. So I'll get the mech band dish ahead of time. Hey, Tordek, I know you're like brand new, just came out of a little pod, but how would you feel about fighting? So if I'm not mistaken, it's just 3 enemies left, 2 Militors and a pikeman. Plus all the Scythers that are northeast, but they're guarding the defoliator, so I don't really care about that. So a few somewhat annoying repairs to be made because they broke my walls. That's fine. The other thing I'm going to need to do is to set up an avoid zone here. Because previously the Scythers were asleep, but now that they're up, I shouldn't go near this box here. So I'm going to invert this and schedule everybody that goes outside to stay away from all the Scythers. Otherwise, you'll get sliced up and die. Done. So now we're just waiting for the actual raid parties to arrive, because they hadn't. And I'm going to kill off the ducks. Sorry, duck lovers. Rogie and Jack broke up. What was the... It would be best to see other people. Okay. Sorry, Jack. Kind of the inverse of, rather than the, it's not you, it's me. She goes, you know, it's actually you. I'm done. Did I? Oh, so, a gene worth keeping from Kath? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I forgot to resolve that prediction. But here it comes, the one for mass, rolling off the line. And that also means that I need to go to the Sangophages and remove that heart from that gene that I scanned, which was, strong social. Thank you for tuning in to the first Wendigo, which originally streamed live on Twitch, May 23rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Adios, my fellow Wendigo.